keeps control for Thompson. Pass receiving's wide open underneath in the basket. Great pass.
Backs down, now kicks out, up top to the left side, Caden Dahl. Dahl hesitates, then takes the three and knocks it home good. Dahl to get the turn. Carr trying to keep those legs underneath, then Cassette gets him down, and there's the pin.
Rebounded by Kendra Severson. Severson, here comes Bevins back the other way. Bevins, little contact, roll it in, good for Elena Bevins, and we're tied.
Through and Zeller with an excuse me bump, and here goes Semp for takeoff.
Halsted Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
All right, welcome everybody. We're here at yourliveevent.com for today's duel between the Lisbon Broncos and the Napoleon Imperials, along with the Kindred Vikings and Northern Cass Jaguars. So we have a squad going on inside the Lisbon High School Gymnasium on yourliveevent.com. That's happening shortly. We'll take a word from our sponsors and come back for our opening match here at 107 pounds with the Lisbon and Napoleon duel on yourliveevent.com.
Adam Seeds Caledonia for LCS wheat seed varieties, Trigger Cannon, and 2 new varieties named Buster and Duel. Call Rocky Nedham Seeds Caledonia. They also have proven wheat seed SY Velda from AgriPro. Your local Pioneer dealer, Rocky Nedham Seeds Caledonia, with corn, soybean, sunflower, and alfalfa seed for your farm, and Seedex sugar beet seeds. Call Rocky 701-430-1149, Nedham Seeds Caledonia.
Hi, I'm Preston Ettinger with Lux Wealth Advisors in Mayville. At Lux Wealth Advisors, we believe financial planning is about more than numbers. It's about your future. We provide small town service with big company resources.
Hi, my name is Hunter Torgerson at Lux Wealth Advisors. As your neighbors, we understand the unique challenges you face.
Whether you're saving for your child's education, planning for retirement, or starting a business, we're here to help every step of the way.
With personalized strategies tailored just for you, we help turn your financial dreams into achievable goals. Lux Wealth Advisors, your trusted partner for a brighter financial future.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors on their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on yourliveevent.com.
Halsted Telephone Company delivers.
All right, hey, welcome back here at yourliveevent.com. Just had to get our scoreboard squared away. We're trying something a little bit different with our scorebot, and we're back here to our regular scoreboard programming. So just going through the lineups here between the Lisbon Broncos and Napoleon Imperials. We'll have that here on the west mat in the gymnasium. And then on the east mat, they'll have the Northern Cass Jaguars and the Lisbon Broncos. So I will keep you updated on the scores. The Broncos coming off the Central Cass Letterman's Tournament. I guess all teams here at the squad that were at the Central Cass Letterman's Tournament. The Broncos coming off a second-place finish in that tournament. Kindred Vikings placed 5th. They scored 123.5 points. The Broncos were second with 195.5. That Central Cass Letterman's Tournament was won by South Border Mustangs at 197.5 points. So Kindred was 5th. And let's see, Napoleon was in 11th place with 98.5 points. And then Northern Cass scored 15 points in 26th place out of 28 teams at that Central Cass Letterman's Tournament. So that's just one of the, said probably next to the Bismarck Rotary, the biggest post-holiday tournament in January. Those teams come fresh off of that. Broncos win a duel with Central Cass on Tuesday Broncos won that duel. I believe it was 54-14 was the final score of the Broncos over the Central Cass Squirrels on Tuesday in a duel, 54-14. So our first match coming up, 107, so the Broncos will have an open, or Napoleon have an open at 107. So 107 is open, so the Broncos will have a quick 6 points against Napoleon, and they'll go to 114 pounds. Right now they're going through the Northern Cass lineup. And looking at just some of these weight classes and ranked wrestlers, this is the North Dakota Wrestling or Indie Wrestle rankings I'll go over here. This was put out earlier in the week. And some of your ranked wrestlers in this quad this evening, 107 pounds, we have Bristol Swanson and Kindred. 114, let's see, nobody for 114. 121 pounds is Dalton Feist, the number 2 ranked wrestler. He was defeated by Bodie Henderson at the Central Cass Letterman's tournament by a score of 15-5. 127 pounds, we have Noah Anderson of the Lisbon Broncos, ranked 2nd. Then at 139 pounds, we have Cruz Ranke of the Lisbon Broncos, ranked number 3. 145 pounds, we have Brock Johnson of the Kindred Vikings, ranked number 7. Griffin Greenlee not in the rankings, but I would think that he would show up here at 145 for the Broncos. 152 pounds for Lisbon Broncos, ranked number 4 is Ryan Ing, and then number 5 is Miles Theologist. Those two met up at the Central Cass tournament with Ryan Ing coming out on top. I believe they're split on the season 1-1. 160 pounds, yeah, that should be one of the weight class to watch. We have 3 ranked wrestlers going head-to-head tonight. We have Eli Lyons for the Lisbon Broncos, ranked number 1 at 160. Mason Wagle of Napoleon, ranked number 3 in the state. And then that number 6 is Fisher Johnson of the Kindred Vikings, ranked number 6. That's at 160 pounds, so should see some good matches there. I do know that Lyons and Wagle met up at the Central Cass Letterman's tournament in the championship match at 160 with Lyons winning by fall. But those were some dynamite matches last year, if you remember. Lyons and Wagle going head-to-head, just unbelievable matches along with Cole Stock. Some of the most entertaining wrestling I've seen in a few years. So 189 pounds, some of your ranked wrestlers are your ranked wrestlers. Tanner Mengi, ranked number 8 at 189 pounds for Kindred Vikings. 215 in this quad tonight. We have Andre Dahl, Napoleon, ranked number 5, and Brock Lyons, ranked number 7 for the Lisbon Broncos, and 285, ranked number 3 in the state, Aiden Hinkle for the Lisbon Broncos, wrestling this evening. So now we're taking our forfeit for Lisbon at 114 pounds. So if we conclude this duel early between Lisbon and Napoleon, then we will switch over to that Northern Cass and Kindred Viking duel. So this is the Broncos forfeit at 107. Going out there is Micah Fromke for the Broncos. So getting things going, Broncos with a forfeit. So we're here at 114 pounds. We'll wait to see what each team throws out. Was able to get a picture of the lineups. Hopefully those came through for me. Just one thing, one of my pet peeves for wrestling is it seems like they never have their lineups ready, and it's not, at least for the broadcasters, it's not user friendly and always last minute. So, and then they don't announce the head-to-head over here. It looks like Bo Grunfelder for Napoleon and Grayson Lyons. And Grunfelder with the 3-point takedown on Lyons. I think Bo was a 7th grader. Grunfelder boys looking good for Napoleon. 7th and an 8th grader in the lineup, along with with Weston Baumgartner. So if I remember, during the late 80s, I think it was Shane Baumgartner out there in Napoleon wrestling. So we are at 114 pounds. The Broncos are up 6-0 in the duel because they received a forfeit. Grunfelder leads Nias Lions by a score of 3-0. So near fall this year worth 3 points. Takedowns worth 3 points. Near fall are worth 2, 3, and 4 points depending on the counts, 2, 3, and 4 second counts. No 5-second count in wrestling this year. 1 point of contact and bounce for scoring, so that does extend that wrestling match. I've seen a number of times where wrestlers end up on the floor with that extension of that 1 point being in bounds. And then in tournaments, the consolation rounds are now 2 minutes the first period. So your 2-minute first period in the consolation rounds, that used to be a big deal, or is a big deal when it was 1 minute periods. And not all states have adopted all these rules, but here in North Dakota, that's some of the new rules or format this year. And Grunfelder has a half. Nelson locked up on the Lions. He's going to run around 12 seconds remaining. So Bo Grunfelder, 7th grader for Napoleon, is going to try to suck this up over his knees and run it around. Has 5 seconds to get Lions over at the end of the period. Lions trying to counter out of it and just does at the end of the period. So still 3-0 your score. Nice Lions, an 8th grader for the Broncos. It's his second full year of wrestling for Nias. A little bit in the elementary ranks for Lisbon. Come out for a couple weeks, and now he's out here as his second full season. Here's an 8th grader. Grunfelder, nice stand-up, hip heist back around, working on the 1 point escape. Lions drops down to a leg. Nice high crotch, going to elevate this. Grunfeld working underneath with that. And a cross face and trying to spiral the inside leg. Has Lions back down to his knees. So your scores, it's 3-0 in favor of Grunfelder now. Working on the reversal. He picks up the 2-point reversal. So we have 2-point reversal for Grunfelder. Has a cradle going head to knee on Lions. Gets him stacked up, squeezing those elbows together. Lions trying to stretch out, doing some hand fighting underneath with a minute 16 remaining. The wrestlers now off the near center edge. As Lions with the 1 point escape. The score is now 5-1 in favor of Bo Grunfelder. With the escape for Lions. Ooh, nice double leg shot. Catches Lions flat footed. Takes him down for another 3-point takedown. It's a 107-pound match going on over between the Vikings and Northern Cass. That's a 9-0 score over there, and they're in the 3rd period. And now your score is 8-1 over here between Broncos and Napoleon. That's Bo Grunfelder in the top position, wearing the blue singlet with the white trim down the sides, wrestling Nias Lions of the Lisbon Broncos. Final 2 seconds of the period, and we go into the 3rd. 8-1 lead. So 8-1 lead for Grunfelder. He chooses neutral. He's picked up 2 takedowns and a reversal on Lions. Broncos picked up the forfeit at 107 pounds for Micah Fromke. Went out and took it for the Broncos. And they're rolling along now. A forfeit out at 114 pounds for the Vikings. So 12-0 is the score. Kindred's up over Northern Cass going into 121. 12-0. And a shot. Nice knee slide level change by Grunfelder. Lions catches him though. Stands him back up. Still 8-1 your score with a minute 23 remaining. Here's Lions for the Bronco. Working the collar tie. Has the thumb on top of the elbow working around. Grunfelder steps back. Lions works a little more on the head. Grunfelder now isolating the wrist on Lions. He has the 8-1 lead. Lions needs to score it is possible now to tie this match up. He's down by 7, takedown and 4 near fall. Just last year you couldn't do that, but feet to back and 4 near fall. That's a 7-point move. And Grunfelder goes front headlock, circling, head in the hole. Line steps back out, now goes for a high crotch on Grunfelder's in good position. Grunfelder kind of muscles him out, back for a restart, down to 39 seconds remaining. So they have 127 over on that Northern Cass match. The score is 12-0. I think this is 121 out there right now. So that's a double leg shot by Grunfelder here. 20 seconds remaining, working on Nias Lyons. Lyons looks like he's going to try to go to that leg pass. Was able to scoot back around upper part of the leg. He's got to get back to that ankle and calf area, but Grunfelder's going to turn the corner at 5 seconds remaining. Still no takedown signal. Now a 3-point takedown. That's a win by major decision for Bo Grunfelder with 3 more takedown. 11-1 is the final score. So 11-1 is the final score. And 121, Dalton Feist comes out here, returning state champion. So Nias's older brother, Grayson Lyons, out here at 121 pounds. Grayson is a sophomore. Dalton Feist out here for Napoleon. Said had that meeting with Henderson. So met up with Bodie Henderson at the Central Cass Letterman's tournament. Henderson came out on the top of that one by a score of 15-5. So some motivation now for Feist. Working towards the end of the season. Guess that rematch. I'm sure he's looking forward to that in the state tournament. Now down to, actually they'll meet up at the East region. Another possible matchup between Feist and Henderson. There's Lyons. Lyons coming off I think it was a 5th place finish at the Central Cass Letterman's tournament. Was able to get back. He was defeated by Liam Lepp in the South Border duel last week on Thursday. Came back and was able to beat Lepp. Now he's 1-1 with him. I believe he beat him by a score of 1-0 in the Central Cass Letterman's tournament. So right now Feist goes underhook on Lyons. So each wrestler with an underhook break apart. That on the far side, Lyons reaching for an ankle, or I should say a knee pick on Feist. Feist takes a step back, snap down by Lyons. Controlling the wrist on Feist. Now steps into him. Feist takes a step back. Down to 30 seconds remaining. So here's Feist and Lyons down to 20 seconds remaining in the period. I'll look for Feist here to take a shot and score at the end of the period. Lyons catches him on his back, so good clock awareness by Feist, and he goes for the 3-point takedown on Lyons. So you just kind of have that feeling, and if you're somebody who's going to wrestle Feist and you're 15, 20 seconds left in the period, he's going to score. He's a smart, intelligent wrestler, and he knows how big it is to score at the end of the period, and he goes for it. Scores his 3-point takedown. He's up 3-0. Lyons defers over to Feist, who chooses bottom position. Lyons last year for the Broncos, a state qualifier, making it to the state tournament for the first time. On the individual side, Feist right away off the whistle stands up. Minute 56 remaining, goes to clear the hands, his place back away. Takes him 7 seconds for the escape. Now working on a takedown on Lyons. And a 3-point takedown, so the one escape. In the 3 takedown. Her score is now 7-0 in favor of Dalton Feist, state champion last year at 114 pounds. So that dual score now, looks like they have 17-0 up on the board over there between Northern Cass Jaguars and the Kindred Vikings. That's a 17-0 dual score. Not sure if they're at 127 now. See what weight they put on there. Now up to 133 over there. So we are here at 121 pounds between the Broncos and the Imperials. 6-4 is the dual score. You have to give Napoleon there 4 points. And we are at 121 pounds here. You're watching out there in yourliveevent.com. And a stall. Stall warning on red. So red warning for stalling. They're called with a stalemate. Back to the center of the mat. Here for a restart. Lions down the bottom position with 39 seconds remaining in the second period. And now with 23 seconds remaining, Lions in a kind of a sit-out position, laying on his hips. Feist working underneath, trying to isolate the near arm. Down to 10 seconds. Lions doing a good job hand fighting. Feist, very explosive, dynamic wrestler.
Just a heads up to you folks.
Down the end of the period. Now 7-0 is your score. Dalton Feist leads Grayson Lions by a score of 7-0. Dual score 6-4 in favor of the Imperials. You're at 121 pounds. And started in the neutral position, down a minute 50 remaining. Kind of a quiet night inside the Lisbon High School gymnasium. So just one thing that kind of draws the atmosphere, the excitement away is when you do these quads and triangulars, if you don't get some music going and the spotlight going, it's just kind of whole hum going inside the gym. Nice to get these places a little more electricity in here and make it exciting. So we are down to a minute 20 remaining. 6-4 is the dual score. 10-0 now. Dalton Feist is up with that takedown. Down to a minute 10 remaining. And they're over on the Kindred Northern Cast duel. They're at 133 pounds at 17-0. Here's Feist working for near fall. Just trying to tilt over, drag over the shoulders on Lyons, who's on his hip. Feist has the double, hooks in underneath, goes to power half, up over the stop. Now he's going to stretch out Grayson Lyons. You spend too much time on the bottom, Feist will make you pay. He's stretching out Lyons, gets a count. Lyons trying to go belly down. Feist goes up over the top. Digs the wrist out on the near side. Lyons able to get back to the base. Now power half attempt. Lyons able to scoot those hips. Feist keeps the 1 point of contact in bounce. Down to 15 seconds remaining. 6-4 is the score, now down to 10. Then we have a restart back to the center of the mat with 11 seconds remaining between Feist and Grayson Lyons of the Lisbon Broncos. I'm Lyons. I want to get on the scoreboard. I got something to prove. Down 10-0. Might as well fire out of there and see what you can do. Feist goes to the ankle on Lyons. Lyons, he's trying to clear the wrist. You isolate that wrist, pull it over the top of your head. Lyons sits through just kind of the wrong way, an inside sit. Feist had nothing to do with that. So he is your winner by another major decision victory for the Imperials. So 10-0 was the final score. And now we're 6-8 in favor of the Imperials. Going into 127 pounds. So Noah Anderson for the Broncos steps on the mat. Anderson, a Letterman's champion over the weekend. I believe this is Baumgartner for So this should be Weston Baumgartner out here at 127 pounds. I think Baumgartner's also a 7th grader, so a couple salty 7th and 8th graders out here for Napoleon in their rebuilding. Dalton Feist has been a large part of that. Build your team around Feist. You got something going. You got good-looking 7th and 8th graders out here wrestling in the varsity lineup. 3-point takedown for Anderson. Anderson going for the crossface cradle on Baumgartner. And working the near edge of the mat. Anderson still working the crossface. Baumgartner posts the outside leg. Anderson trying to step head to knee. Down to 50 seconds remaining. He has a 3-0 lead. Back to the center for a restart. And have to get our score updated after that win by major decision. So we do have, I'd like to mention our feature sponsors this evening. We have our Bank North scoreboard. Right now that score is 8-6 in favor of the Napoleon Imperials. You're now at 127 pounds on your Bank North scoreboard. Your match score is 3-0 in favor of Noah Anderson for the Lisbon Broncos. He's going around the world, scoops ahead, throws the arm across the back. The official counting near fall. Down to 15 seconds. Anderson working for the pin. One way to get the car out into the match is in your team. Go out there and pick up a pin. Your final 5 seconds. Anderson over the top. The official down there slaps the mat, and Anderson with the win by fall in 159 for Anderson. Now the score is 12-8, going into 133. So this should be a good matchup. Brooks Grunfelder, the 8th grader, and Gavin Robertson for the Broncos. I am fairly certain they did meet up at the Letterman's tournament. Grunfelder coming out on top of that one. They may have been. I want to say that was in the blood round, but not positive. So, nope, they are going to have an open weight there, so won't see that matchup, unfortunately, at 133. So now we have Cruz Ranke for the Broncos. The Cruz going out now. 24-8 is your score. So picked up another forfeit at 133, now at 139. This will be, now we're 145 already. Okay. This will be a good matchup. Schneider and Greenlee. So Bryce Schneider here at 145. Against Greenlee of the Lisbon Broncos. Score 24-8 up on your Bank North scoreboard. Well, that is your current duel score. Greenlee and Schneider in that neutral position. And Schneider takes a shot down to Greenlee, goes front headlock, trying to reach across for the single leg. Greenlee with the single leg shot. He elevates that, goes up over the head. He's looking for a pin here. Greenlee getting greedy, takes Schneider right down to his back, working for the fall, trying to get this crowd into this match, into the duel. And 3-0, so 2 near fall for Greenlee. I like the aggressiveness by Greenlee. Scooped ahead on Schneider and takes him down. And now Schneider isolates the hand, steps around for the 1-point escape. Our score is 5-1. We're down under 40 or now under 50 seconds, 45 seconds remaining in our first period. that dual score. They're at 189 pounds, Northern Cass and Kindred. That's 34-0 in favor of the Vikings. That match score at 189. Tanner Mengi out there for the Vikings. It's 10-4 is the match score. Now 13-4 Mengi with the takedown. So this matchup between Bryce Schneider of the Imperials and Griffin Greenlee. Greenlee opened up with a takedown and near fall. He takes a peek at the clock, 10 seconds remaining. We'll find out for Schneider. Greenlee injured first day of the Letterman's tournament in the quarterfinals. He had a brawl going with Carson Kazed of Hillsborough Central Valley. Was injured at the end of the third period. And the coaches decided not to have him continue on in the tournament. So he's coming in here after wrestling the Center Cast duels. We'll see if I have Napoleons here for Bryce Schneider. Schneider did not place at the Lettermans. And now another escape for Schneider. Your score now 5-2. Schneider returning state place winner, so he's no slouch. He has a sixth place at the state tournament last year for Bryce Schneider for Napoleon at 133 pounds. These are at 145. So Greenlee has the 3-point lead. 5-2 is your score. Greenlee working the front headlock. Schneider taking a shot on Greenlee, and looks like we have a break in the action. They go stalemate now with a minute 4 remaining in their second period. Schneider has 2 escapes. Greenlee with the takedown and 2 near fall. Napoleon up at Central Cass. Finished, or in the Central Cass Letterman's tournament, finished in 11th place with 98.5 points. The Broncos finished in second with 195.5. There's a fireman's shot. High crotch by Greenlee. Just lost it. So if he had followed that up, he can drag out of this. And decides not to do that. I've seen Griffin use that drag out of the bottom position. Just missed coming back around again and hitting that fireman's. Schneider able to back out of it. 5-2 is your score, down to 15 seconds remaining. Griffin's younger brother, Drake Greenlee. Older brother is 5-time state champion, Bowden Greenlee of the Broncos. Wrestling up at NDSU at 165 pounds. Down the final second stick off in the second period. 24-8 is your duel. Go up on your Bank North scoreboard. So you got that Bank North scoreboard. At Bank North, they take community to heart, helping their customers achieve their financial goals while supporting and improving the great rural communities we serve. They're more than just a bank. Bank North is a community partner they can always count on. It's value-based banking. To learn more, visit ibanknorth.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. So start of this third period, we're in the neutral position. Greenlee last year injured for the Broncos. Schneider on a single leg shot on Greenlee, who goes whizzer on Schneider. Greenlee back up to his feet. Schneider, once again, was placed 6th at the state tournament last year. Greenlee's going to go elevator over the top on Schneider, throws him over for the 3-point takedown. So now 8-2 is your score. So the takedown extends that lead. Schneider working inside. Greenlee just hanging on. Little trip on Schneider. Didn't follow it up. Under a minute remaining. 8-3 is your score. Another escape by Schneider. 8-3, 53 seconds remaining. Schneider, nice slide by on Greenlee. Gets the hips back around, goes whizzer. Coming up over the top. And Greenlee looking for some more takedown. Going to try to run over Schneider. On the edge of the match, Schneider scoots out and all scoreless. A lot of work by Greenlee and no points. Not rewarded for the effort. Schneider scrambles back around, gets those hips underneath him, and able to get out for the restart with 39 seconds remaining here at 145 pounds. Let's try to see the ranked wrestlers here. I forgot. I didn't see Schneider. Oh, yeah, sorry. So I did miss Bryce Schneider here at 145, ranked number 6. Johnson's ranked, for Kindred's ranked number 7. They don't have Greenlee in the rankings. Not sure if they just missed him. That was that ND Russell rankings coming out. Double leg shot by Schneider with 15 seconds remaining. Greenlee going with that hip whizzer. Works double unders on Schneider. Schneider trying to dump Greenlee down to 5 seconds. 8-3 is your score. And time runs out. Greenlee with the win. 5-point win for the Broncos. Wins 8-3 is your final. That is your Bank North score. The Broncos are now up 27-8 in the duel. This will be another entertaining match here at 152 pounds. So Logan Feist going out. Wrestling Ryan Eng of the Lisbon Broncos. Logan, another dynamic wrestler. Not all the same accolades as his brother Dalton, but a dangerous wrestler himself. Going against Ryan Eng. Eng, two-time state place winner for the Broncos. He comes out with a little slide by, goes to the front head cradle, rolls Feist over, picks up his 3 near fall for Eng. So nice takedown by Ryan Eng to open things up. Goes a chicken wing, got us to the 2-on-1. Now puts the arm behind the back here. The chicken wing for Ryan Eng. Nice counter by Feist. As he hits the counter, sits up, hip Feist back around, trying to work on the escape here. Eng's back down in the high crotch fireman's position, trying to dump Feist down to the mat, gets him on his hip. Eng goes back to the arm, working around here with 1:20 remaining in the first period. Ryan now goes to the head, takes Feist back, trying to get some near fall out of this. Still no change of position. 3-0 is your score. And down to 1:09 remaining. See if I can get you your Olson Accounting recap. They're wrestling that far edge of the mat. They go out of bounds. So this is your Olson Accounting recap of this match between the Broncos and the South Border Mustangs, or excuse me, and the Napoleon Imperials. Our Olson Accounting match recap here for Olson Accounting. If you need help with monthly accounting or payroll, let Cindy and their staff give you a hand. Rely on the friendly team of professionals at Olson Accounting. All your tax and accounting needs, go to colsoncpa.com. That's Olson Accounting, your match recap or dual recap. This far, we're at 152 pounds. The Broncos picked up a forfeit at 107, then a match here at 114 between Bro Grunfelder, 7th grader, against Nice Lions, the 8th graders for the Broncos. Grunfelder wins that by a score of 11-1. Dual score 6-4 going into 121. Lions and Dalton Feist go out there. Feist with the major decision win. And the match score, the dual score, then goes to 8-6 in favor of the Imperials. Eng trying to pick up some near fall at the end of the period. He scores 4 near fall for the Broncos to close things out in the first period. He has a 7-0 lead for Ryan Eng with the near fall. Then going into 127, Noah Anderson wrestling Weston Baumgartner. I believe another 7th grader for Napoleon. Anderson with the win by fall. 12-8 is the dual score. Going into 133, Gavin Robertson picks up a forfeit for the Broncos. Also another forfeit for Cruz Ranke at 39. And then 145, going into 145, that score is 24-8. Greenlee takes on Bryce Schneider. Good back and forth battle between Schneider. They're ranked number 6 in the state, returning state place winner last year, also placing 6th at 133 pounds at the state tournament. Greenlee wins by decision 8-3. So I'd expect to see that head-to-head matchup a few more times this year between Schneider and Greenlee. Here, Eng for the Broncos with the 1-point escape. He's up now 8-0. Eng has the double leg on Feist. Takes him down to his hip. So Ryan with 3 more points. With the takedown, he's up 11-0. Working now on the major decision win. We have to correct our weight class. We are at 152. This is 152. And they have concluded that duel between Kindred and Central Cass. They're doing a few prelim matches out there, exhibition matches. Depends on what you want to call them. So that's happening now on that on that east mat. This is the west mat inside the gymnasium, this duel between the Broncos. They're up 27-8 over the Napoleon Peers. They're at 152 pounds. Eng had the takedown, the escape and the takedown to open things up in this second period. And trying to mat return Feist, then they go out and back to the center for a restart. 19 seconds remaining. So we'll see if we have time to do our Enbridge Energy player of the game or player of the match or player of the duel, and then our Agassi Ag Precision move of the match or move of the duel. We have time to get into that. Not sure what type of break they'll have between the duels here. Get this centered back into the west mat. It's going into the third period. We do have a nice exhibition match going out there between Easton Baumgartner and Miles Fitter on the east mat. We're down to a minute 50 remaining in the third period. Starting the neutral position. Another little slide by into the front headlock, or front head cradle, I should say, by Eng. A nice high crotch into a fireman's. So good level change by Feist, but Eng kind of a brick wall there. Feist just not able to dump him down to the mat. Eng captures the back ankle, working for his three-point takedown. He has this back ankle hook, now spiked on Feist. Feist still has the leg cut. Eng's going to get him down on his hip. Still no signal given up by the official. Not sure what more Ryan will have to do, as he had now a three-point takedown given to Ryan Eng. He's up 14-0. So he has the takedown for Ryan. He has the 14-0 lead. Had a cradle hooked up on Feist. Feist kind of balled up there, doing some hand fighting underneath with Ryan. Down to 45 seconds remaining. Here's Baumgartner, goes gator roll on Fitter. Fitter working an arm drag underneath. That's on that exhibition match. Baumgartner steps around. He has a 3-0 lead. That's over on that exhibition match. Here's Eng and a Feist in a scramble. So Ryan able to get those hips back underneath him, catches Feist before he can turn the corner for an escape or a reversal. 14-0 is your score in favor of Ryan Eng, working on the major decision win, down to 12 seconds. We are in the third period. Eng's going to try to go for the tech fall. Rolls through. Feist able to roll through on that tilt attempt. Eng going for some more near fall here to close things out. The official counts, gets two, so Ryan to close things out. I like that. Not satisfied with the major decision win. Goes for near fall at the end of the period. And 17-0 with the near fall for Eng. Those will come in big when you get into these duels, into the East Region duel, or the Southeast Region duels, and then if you make it into the dual tournament up at state. It's the kind of mindset that you have to have if you want to win a state championship on the dual side. Bonus points are everything when you get in those close duels. Down to 160 pounds now here between Waggle. A couple ranked wrestlers going at it. Classic, great battles last year. Broncos up on the Bank North scoreboard, now up by a score of 32-8. Here's Waggle in on a single leg on Lyons. Lyons reshoots with the high crotch fireman's on Waggle, takes him down, has him going to his hip, but Waggle back up. 160, now Lyons doubles up. So our dual score 32-8 in favor of the Broncos. We're now at 160 pounds up on that Bank North scoreboard. Lyons finally secures the takedown. So it's a good scramble, good opening 40 seconds, 50 seconds of the first period. That match between Baumgartner and Fitterer over on the exhibition side. 6-0. Baumgartner leads Fitterer in exhibition match. That's in the second period. Now the Wagle and Lions roll out of bounds. They're back to the center for a restart. Wagle in the bottom position. Lions in the red singlet, yellow trim in the top here for the restart. The sit out by Wagle. Lions chases him back around. Breaks him down to his belly, working chicken wing over on the near side. Going to roll Wagle through. Not able to get his shoulders tilted back towards the mat. Now Lions sucks that wrist up underneath. Working over the top on Wagle. Down to 24 seconds remaining. Tight. Chop and purchase there by Lions, who's going to go ball and chain underneath. Has the wrist caught up underneath the legs. Now goes up across the back. Final 7 seconds of this period, trying to pick up some near fall. They're on the edge of the mat here with Wagle. Wagle rolling back and forth, doing everything in, not to give up the near fall at the end of the period. He fights off the tilt by Lions. So he goes into the second period, good shape, not giving up any near fall at the end of the period. Like I said, Mason Wagle ranked number 3 in the state at 160. Lions making the drop from 72 after the Christmas break. Number 1 ranked wrestler, he and Wagle squared off in the championship at the Central Cass Letterman's Tournament. Lions wins by fall. And last year at the state tournament for Napoleon, Mason Wagle placed 5th at the state tournament. Eli Lions for the Broncos placing 3rd at 160 pounds. So both wrestlers back here wrestling 160. Nice little spin move by Lions. Goes back to a single leg, but Wagle catches him with a whizzer. And now has a headlock on Lions. Takes him over to his back. This thing's tight. Lions trying to roll through. So Wagle still has the headlock on Lions. Rolls him back over. And so we do have blood time. So blood time for Lions. Wagle takes the lead now, 6-3. Told you, folk, these are brawl. Or this is a brawl when these two meet up. So 6-3 is your score, 160 pounds. I think Lions kind of took it to Wagle at the Letterman's, and Wagle looks to return the favor here in Lisbon. 6-3, Lions bloodied up. And this is over your exhibition match here between Fitterer of the Broncos and Baumgartner. 7-1's your score. And Milo off the whistle, tries to Granby through, doesn't clear the hips. Baumgartner catches him. They're in the third period. So that is in the third period. And this is an exhibition match here on the east side of the gym. Lions and Wagle going at it at 160 in your varsity duel. Right now that score is 6-3 in favor of Mason Wagle. Returning state place winners at 160 pounds. Lions placed 3rd last year. Wagle placed 5th. Squared off in the Central Cass Letterman's Championship on Saturday. Lions came out on top of that one. He just kind of throttled Wagle. Wagle catches Lions in a headlock, and he's up 6-3. That's in the second period with 1:07 on the clock. Have some blood time. And now they're under 20 seconds remaining. That's a 7-1 lead for Baumgartner over Fitterer. A couple of 7th graders going at it. Milo wrestles 113 for the Broncos. Here's Baumgartner working for a fall at the end of the period. And a win by fall for Weston Baumgartner over Milo Fitterer at the end of the third period, an exhibition match. And we're back to action. Our varsity duel. Lions off the whistle after the blood time, trying to roll through. Not able to clear the hips, down to 56 seconds remaining in the second period. Lions doubles up on Wagle. Turns the corner. We're tied up at 3. Or excuse me, that's a 2-point reversal. So Lions down by 1. Wago kind of sends Lyons a message that he's just not going to roll over every time they go out there and wrestle. As he took it to Lyons with that headlock, bloodied him up. Lyons working that ball and chain tilt underneath. He's going to try to elevate this. Stands up. Wago's going to try to roll through. He gets all the way through on Lyons. And they're called out. Back to the center for a restart here between Lyons and Wago. Lyons down by 1 with 14 seconds remaining. Lyons just needs to elevate that ball and chain a little bit more, maybe even come up to his feet with it. And then settle back down into it. Goes armbar and Wago down to 5 seconds. Has it doubled up on Wago. Has him belly down to as time expires. Wago takes the 1-point lead. Lyons with choice chooses bottom position. 6-5, 1-point lead for Mason Wago going into the third period. 2 minutes on the clock. Wago trying to split this head-to-head at 1 apiece. Lyons trying to take the advantage in the head-to-head, going 2-0 against Wago. Wago sucks the fine leg up on Lyons, has him going on his back, has him cradled up here for Mason Wago. Trying to get some near fall, scoops the leg on Lyons. Lyons back, belly down, he's down by 1 point. Wago still has his cradle locked up tight, bowls Lyons over. Now Lyons goes to the forklift position, passes the leg. Wago goes down to the leg pass or the funk roll on Lyons. Lyons catches him, takes it to his back, gets the 2 reversal, has a half hooked up on Mason Wago. The Lyons turns the tables on Mason Wago, now working for the pin with 1:14 on the clock. Here's Lyons, has him cradled up. Wago, not much room, now left shoulder up just by a little bit and win by fall here for Eli Lyons. In the third period, it was 7-6. Lyons had the 1-point lead, wins by fall with 1:04 remaining in the third period. So 3:56. Our dual score now is 38-8 with the Broncos up. They're going through more exhibition matches over on that east mat. Riley Lucina going out for the Broncos. Riley made it to the blood round. Good looking 8th grader out there for the Broncos. Made it to the blood round on the Central Castle Letterman's tournament. Here's Matt Schwab back in the lineup. Takes a forfeit. Broncos now up 44-8. A couple ranked wrestlers here between Dahl and Brock Lyons. These two did meet up in the Letterman's tournament with Dahl coming out the winner. This is at 215 pounds. 44, now 50-8 after that forfeit to Matt Schwab. Schwab had a great Central Castle Letterman's tournament. Came in, or placed 6th for the freshman. Back off I would call it a devastating injury to his arm at the Fort Ransom Ski Hill. Had some surgery on it, now back, fixed up into the lineup here after the Christmas holidays. Broncos really needed that to shore up their lineup. So they've, in my opinion, have gotten stronger and a solid lineup here after the holidays with Matt Schwab back in it. And here's Dahl and Lyons. They're in the first period with 1:14 at 189. So Andre Dahl tried to hit an elbow pass on Lyons. Lyons steps back around. Brock Lyons having a good year. First year full-time varsity, really coming into his own. His brothers, Grant and Ethan. Ethan are state champion. Grant, he had a couple of state placers at 3rd at heavyweight. I think Grant was a 2-time 3rd place finisher at state. His brother Ethan, first year wrestling on the varsity level, comes out, wins the state championship. There's Dahl on Lyons. Brock Lyons this is. He has him in a front headlock. Down to 15 seconds. Here Lyons fights off. Shucks, kind of arm drags out of it. Stands back up. Dahl with 5 seconds goes to an underhook on Lyons. Puts that forehead right in the ear on Brock Lyons. And they'll go into the second period scoreless. And we are going into blood time. We'll step away and take a word from our sponsors. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com. We're at 215 pounds. A duel between Lisbon and Napoleon. The Broncos on the Make North scoreboard lead this by a score of 50-8. We will return after a word from our sponsors.
Phone and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
And welcome back after that blood time. We are at the start of the second period. Lyons in the bottom position. Dahl and misses the arm chop on Lyons, was able to get up, clears the hip, but Dahl drops down to a single leg. Lyons trying to sprawl out. Dahl chasing him out, and they just roll out. And Lyons was able to keep that toe in bounce, but the official calls him out. Minute 52. Kind of like college football. You have to see the replay on that one. Minute 52 on the clock. 8 seconds have ticked away. That mat on the east side of the gymnasium. All the matches over there have finished. And Dahl and Lyons still going at it. Lyons chased out off the mat once again. Lyons in the bottom position to start. Red singlet, gold trim. And a knee slides back around on Dahl. Dahl works across the body, going to that claw right on the far side. Lyons trying to quad pod up on Dahl. Minute 30 remaining. That's in the second period. We're scoreless between Andre Dahl and Brock Lyons. These two did meet up in the Central Cass Letterman's tournament. Dahl coming out the winner. Andre Dahl, returning state qualifier for Napoleon last year as a freshman. Out here for the sophomore campaign. You're going to try to make it on the podium. A couple of ranked wrestlers according to your ND Wrestler North Dakota Wrestling rankings. Lyons. This is Brock Lyons, ranked number 7. Andre Dahl, number 5. Still a lot of season left. We're midway through the month of January. And Broncos on the boys' side have the weekend off. Nice little lat drop attempt. I've seen that out of Grant and Ethan a few times. Somebody must be coaching him up at home or up in the wrestling room. Felt a lot of pressure coming from Dahl, who peeks at the clock, down to 27 seconds. Lyons has the 1-0 lead with the escape. We were scoreless going into the second period. Lyons a couple times pushed out after the stand-ups, then finally scores the escape. Goes to the attack on Dahl with the lat drop. They're rolled out, wrestling back to the center of the mat, going head-to-head with each other. And nice little slide by, little arm drag into a single leg attempt, and that's into the period. Oh, nice arm drag down to a single by Dahl. Just couldn't secure it at the end of the period. So good clock awareness here by your Imperial wrestlers. Take advantage of those final 10 seconds. That's devastating. The wrestler scores at the end of the period, especially if it would have been a 3-point takedown. But Lyons gets through the period. He's up 1-0. Dahl stands up again. Lyons has to return to the mat. Drops down to an ankle on Dahl. He'll more than likely have a stall warning coming up here. Drops down Dahl. And they go out of bounds. No change of position. No stall warning for the Lions. Down here at 215 pounds. Your score is 50-8. A minute 36 on the clock. We are in the third period. Lions for the Broncos with the 1-0 lead. And does a little forward trip. And Now Andre Dahl for the Imperials clears the hips. He ties it up at 1 apiece. These guys are wrestling on the edge of the mat. Nice tussle going on between Lyons and Andre Dahl. Down to minute 20 remaining in their second period. Here's your duel between the Napoleon Imperials and the Lisbon Broncos. Out of our North Dakota Class B Wrestling Quad tonight, yourliveevent.com. And a stall warning now on Green. And drops down to a nice high crotch shot on Lyons. Lyons has it sucked up pretty tight. Dahl's trying to attack the back ankle on Lyons. Lyons has that head buried in the mat. He just has to step up with that outside leg. If he could step up, he would have been in a good position, but Dahl hasn't broke belly down. Now Lyons back up. Dahl's going to turn the corner and scores the takedown. So Andre Dahl takes advantage. Lyons was in a good position to score. Just couldn't step up with the outside leg and turn the corner. Dahl puts him belly down on the mat, scores the 3-point takedown. He has the 4-1 lead. Lyons tries to get back up. Dahl's pushing. 1-point escape for Lyons, down to 20 seconds. Now the crowd's getting into it. Lyons is down by 2 for the Broncos. 50-8's your score. Final 15, Lyons locks up. He might as well go for it. Broncos have the duel in hand. Just put everything on the line now. 7 seconds, down to 6. Dahl doing a good job of blocking, has the double overs around the neck. And time runs out, and your score 4-2. Like to see that match again. Lions closes the gap a little bit more now. 4-2 was your score, your final match score. As Dahl secures the takedown. And another forfeit. So 53-11, that's your final. Your yourliveevent.com between the Broncos and the Napoleon Imperials. So that is your 53-11 final duel score inside the Lisbon High School Gymnasium between the Lisbon Broncos and the Napoleon Imperials. We'll step away, come back for your Olson County duel recap, and then award our Enbridge Energy Wrestlers of the Duel and our Egg Precision Move of the Match on yourliveevent.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neillsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Winter Conference 2025 is Wednesday, January 22nd at the Avalon Center in Fargo, North Dakota. You can register at planterdoc.com. Engineers, agronomists, and product experts will share insights focused on improving farm operations. Stay ahead of the curve by learning how to maximize your efficiency in the field with solutions for every season. Register for Winter Conference 2025 at planterdoc.com.
All right, welcome back here, liveevent.com. They're going through their senior recognition night here for the Lisbon Broncos. They had that duel with Carrington that was canceled, so they won't have that duel this year. But they're going through their senior night. And only one varsity wrestling senior for the Broncos on the squad. That's Aiden Hinkle. Then Mona Kiley is your manager on the senior side. So the Broncos, your final 53-11 over the Napoleon Imperials. We're broadcasting to you from your Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth high atop the bleachers this evening. For Stock Growers Bank, it's your small town bank and big time partner with the Stock Growers mobile app. Experiencing banking at your fingertips anytime, anywhere. Bank near so you can go far with Stock Growers Bank. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. This is your Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth. All season long on yourliveevent.com. And now going into your Olson Accounting duel recap on your live event. They are going to move into our next duels, but your Olson Accounting duel recap, the Broncos pick up a forfeit, 107 pounds against the Imperials. We have a match at 114 between Bro Grunfelder and Nice Lions. And Grunfelder wins that one by major decision, 11-1 over Lions. 6-4 is your score going into 121 pounds. The Broncos lead by 2. Grayson Lyons and Dalton Feist going at it. Feist returning state champion. Lions state qualifier for the Broncos at 121 in this match. It was a win by major decision for Dalton Feist. Your score now 6-8. Napoleon with the lead. 127 pounds, Noah Anderson over Weston Baumgartner by fall at 1:59, 1 second remaining in that first period. Gets the crowd into the match finally. 12-8 your score going into 133. The Broncos on top. Gavin Robertson receives a forfeit along with Cruz Reinke at 139 and our match at 145. That was a good one between Greenlee and Schneider. Greenlee opens up with a outside single, scoops the head on Schneider and takes him down. And that that proved really set the pace for the match, as Greenlee took the 5-1 lead after the end of the first period, and he go on to win that one by decision, 8-3 for the Broncos. That match score 27-8 going into 152. Schneider, just to mention that for Bryce Schneider, returning state place winner. And then Griffin Greenlee, injured last year, but he's out here for the Broncos at 145. 152, Ryan Egg and Logan Feist going at it. Egg coming off a runner-up finish at the Central Cass Letterman's Tournament, and also a returning state qualifier or state place winner for the Broncos, placed sixth last year. 27-8 was your score, dual score, going into that match. Ryan Eng with the 17-0 tech foul decision at the end of the third period puts the Broncos up by a score of 32-8 going into 160. And that was a dynamite match going into the third period between Eli Lyons and Mason Wago, a couple returning state place winners. Lyons placed third last year, Wago placed sixth, both in your latest state rankings by North Dakota Wrestling or ND Wrestle. It was Eli Lyons coming out the victor at 3:56 in the third period. At 4:56 in the third period. That was 4:56 in the third period. Lions with the win by fall. Broncos are up 38-8 after that. Had a number of open weights at 72 and 89, and then at 215, that was a good match between Brock Lyons and Andre Dahl at 215 pounds. And Andre Dahl comes out the winner, 4-2. Here for your Olson Accounting recap. He won by decision. And then another forfeit to Aiden Hinkle, your final dual score, 53-11 on yourliveevent.com. That's your final dual score. Napoleon against Lisbon. Lisbon wins that one by a score of 53-11. That's your Olson County dual recap. Your Enbridge Energy wrestler of the duel from Enbridge, Life Takes Energy, Enbridge Energy for Life, Enbridge.com for career opportunities. That's going out to Eli Lyons of Lisbon Broncos. That head-to-head matchup once again between Mason Wagle fighting through that headlock attempt, and it eventually comes out with the win by another fall in 4:56 at 160 pounds. And then your Agassi Egg precision move of the match, that's going out to Andre Dahl, securing that takedown, or the escape and then the takedown, earning him the win in the third period. 4-2 over Brock Lyons. Couple state-ranked wrestlers going at it at 215 pounds. That is your Agassi Egg precision move of the match to Andre Dahl for Agassi Egg, your local precision planning dealer from Agassi Precision Egg in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit plannerdoc.com. So we will step away. This is your duel here at 114 pounds between the Lisbon Broncos. We're at 127. We're starting this one at 127. We must have had a couple open weights, so we should have started at 114. So the Broncos pick up a couple forfeits. Here, this is Northern Cass and Lisbon going at it. It's a win by fall for Noah Anderson. That's going to take us to 133. So this is Northern Cass and Lisbon going at it. So we'll see if we can have this. We'll get this squared away. The Broncos lead this up on the Bank North scoreboard over Northern Cass now by a score of 18-0 as they pick up a win by fall with Noah Anderson. We should just have to change the background color here. And then All right, there's Robertson for the Broncos. And there's Robertson picking up near fall at 133 pounds and win by fall for Gavin Robertson. Broncos with 6 more points on the scoreboard. Now up 24-0, going to 139 pounds here for Cruz Ranke. And we will turn to that Kindred Napoleon duel at the conclusion of the duel between Lisbon and Northern Cass. That's on the east side of the gymnasium, Napoleon and Kindred. So here's Cruz Ranke, returning state place winner for the Broncos, out on the mat. Bank North scoreboard, the Broncos lead by a score of 24-0. Ranke has the arm bar, now goes bar half. Ranke with the bar half locked up here at 139 pounds. Picked up a forfeit against the Napoleon Imperials. So his first action of the evening. Ranke has that locked up tight at the bar half, working for the fall with 1:09 remaining in the first period. Here's Ranke for the Broncos. And win by fall for Cruz Ranke. So that'll move us 30-0 on the scoreboard, the Bank North scoreboard. At 145 pounds. And Greenlee with the win by forfeit. So 36-0 going to 152. There's for Ryan Ing. Now 42-0 on your Bank North scoreboard. Going to 160 for the Lions. 72 for Lucina, scores 48-0. .189, Madden Schwab going out for the Broncos. Now 54-0 is your score. So this will be your third contested match. Here we have, looks like Luke Wald. Or excuse me, Luke Walski, I should know that. 189 is Luke Walski going against Schwab. Walski picks up the three-point takedown. So Walski coming out fired up. So Schwab and it got a little bit flat-footed. Walski comes out here at 189. And Walski secures the takedown. He's up 3-0 with the takedown. That 127 match against Anderson, that was Remington Burnside. And then 133, that was Jackson Ness against Gavin Robertson. Just get those wrestlers, get their names out there, just trying to play catch up. Not catch up to kind of eat, but catching up. So 54-0, minute 2 on the clock. Still trying to eat my hot dog inside here. Haven't had a chance. Down to 55 seconds remaining. Just speaking of catch-up, Schwab tries to roll through. Almost caught by Walski. And Northern Cass come back, or return this year, 2024-25 season. They have had 2 returning state place winners. Not sure about Gavin Giffey, but Brody Geston, a returning state qualifier. Northern Cass scored 1 point at the state tournament in 29th place. So they're just building their program. I think this is their second or third year in North Dakota Class B wrestling. You're not going to find a tougher region to wrestle in down in the southeast region, especially on the dual side, with the likes of Lisbon and South Border. And there's Walski on the restart. Now 3-0 with 15 seconds remaining. Walski has Schwab broke belly down here at 189 pounds. And that does it for time. And that duel between the Vikings and the Imperials, that's a 3-0 duel score. They're at 121 pounds. That Feist out there wrestling, he has a chin whip locked up, working for a fall. Trying to put the Imperials in the lead. And now start of our second period between the Northern Cass Jaguars and the Lisbon Broncos. And high crotch by Walski. Walski catches Schwab on his hips, turns the corner. Schwab doesn't have an answer for Walski at this point. And a big head-to-head matchup when you're looking for seedings, especially in the East region, between Walski and Schwab. Schwab not able to get anything going on his feet or off the bottom. Walski goes to the wrist. Now has it barred up on Schwab. Catches the wrist, trying to walk this over. Has Schwab on his hip. Well, Schwab coming off a good Letterman's tournament. Not able to get anything going. Walski didn't place in the tournament. Not sure where he was put out of the tournament. But right now he has the advantage over Matt Schwab of the Broncos by a score of 6-0. And on the start, here's Schwab with the sit out, comes back around trying to find a little momentum. Here's Schwab still holding his base. Now tripods up. Walski spikes the back ankle on Schwab. Here's Schwab gonna have to windshield wiper out that outside leg and start pivoting. Use those hands on the mat to help push you back into Walski. Get those hips underneath you. Start doing a little bit of hand fighting, get those hips cleared away. Now with 40 seconds remaining, here's Schwab still down on the mat. Rolls over, not sure if he's trying to roll through, but Walski's going to get near fall out of this on Schwab. Looks like Schwab was trying to hit a roll. He still has that far arm caught on Walski. Now he's going to turn the corner. So Schwab was working the roll, but he'd give up 3 near fall. He's going to try to get the reversal. So now Schwab finally on the scoreboard. 9-2 is your score. So Schwab on the scoreboard. At the end of the second period, 9-2 is your score. Here for Luke Walski for Northern Cass. Northern Cass trying to avoid the shutout with Walski at 189 pounds. And now some blood time here for Luke Walski. So we do have blood time. We will step away on YourLiveEvent.com. Your dual score, the Broncos are up 54-0 over Northern Cass. Your match score in your Bank North scoreboard is 9-2 in favor of Luke Walski. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Hey Lisbon, it's time to rally behind our favorite team. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are sending all our best wishes to the Broncos as they hit the court and field this season. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are proud to support our teams and community. Let's show our Broncos that we're with them every step of the way. Go Broncos! Your dedication and spirit makes us all proud. From all of us at the Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters, we're cheering for you.
All right, back after this blood time, Luke Walski takes the 7-point lead into this third period. Schwab has to make up some ground. Down to a minute 56 remaining in this third period. Just the start of the third period. Schwab working on top, goes to the inside leg. Does a gator roll on Walski. Schwab was going for it. Maybe a little bit too early in the period, but Walski catches him with the reversal and near fall. Walski now with the 14-2 lead with the reversal and near fall. Schwab the right idea, but maybe wait a little bit with that. Now goes to his roll again. He's going to try to catch Walski. Does. Puts Walski on his back. Working for the pin here from Adam Schwab. Walski trying to get back to the hip. So Walski with the forward near fall and the reversal. Reversal and near fall. 14-8, down to a minute remaining. I think Schwab's going to have to let him up. Walski's just content to ride it out on the bottom or in the bottom. Here Schwab has that kind of a front or head cradle locked up. On Walski going over the shoulder on the far side and a stall warning given up now with 40 seconds remaining. Schwab digging and wrist underneath. Going to try to tilt Walski over, has him up to his base. Schwab goes underneath, screwdriver. Going back out front again here for Matt Schwab, down to 27 seconds remaining. Schwab goes underhook on the near side, or in the near side. Walski driving in. Schwab has 20 seconds. He's down by 6 points on Walski. Walski's going to hang on. Schwab not able to do much when he went out front. Now 9 seconds remaining. Schwab pushes Walski down. Walski just going to hang out down there. Hold his position, and that'll do it. So Luke Walski, your winner by decision, 14-8 over Madden Schwab. So Northern Cass on the board. Here with your Bank North scoreboard. Schwab shaves a point off of that now. It just gives up a win by decision. And here, 189. Oop, just trying to see. Yeah, man. So we are out here at 215 pounds. I don't know if this is Anders Hovness. Brody Geston not here this evening, I'm pretty sure. So this looks like Anders Hovness here at 215 against Brock Lyons. And Hovness kind of goes over the head on Lyons, but Lyons catches him in a body lock, takes him over to the mat. Here's Lyons working for the fall. Lions will get the takedown in near fall with a minute 14 remaining. And a full Nelson, 1 point technical violation. Here we are at 215 pounds. So make sure we have that right on their scoreboard, our Bank North scoreboard. We're broadcasting for you from that Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth. And a 2-point reversal. Now 6-3's your score. Here's Hovness trying to tilt over. Lyons rolls across his back. Have a dangerous position. Lyons over the top on Hovness. Hovness now goes in with a chicken wing or barn bar. Lyons hits a little hip heist, rolls through, trying to hit a switch. Working around the top. Lyons kind of rodeos out. Call it the Raging Bull here for Brock Lyons. Gets back up over the top. Now throws Hovness down to the mat. Working for a fall on the far side with the reversal. We're still in the first period here for Lyons. Working for the pin on the edge of the mat. And a win by fall for Brock Lyons. 1:41 of the first period here for Lyons. Your winner by fall. So 60-3 is your score. Another win, another forfeit. Now 66-3. And we'll have a match at 107 pounds. So here's Micah Fromke for Lisbon. Micah and the Central Cass Letterman's tournament went 2-2 in the tournament. Fromke working the collar tie. And a three-point takedown for Micah Fromke. It's like Owen Steinberger for Northern Cass. So Fromke works the cradle, steps up towards the head, now working a screwdriver underneath. Steinberger defends. See Steinberger, a 7th grader. Wrestling 107 pounds. Looks like he might weigh about 90 or 95. Here's Fromke. Has the tilt locked up here at the chicken wing 2-on-1. Steinberger does a good job. Bridges out of it, gets back belly down. So near fall for Fromke. He's up 66-3. So Fromke's up 66-3, riding up over the hips on Steinberger. Down to 25 seconds remaining. Napoleon-Kindred, they're tied up at 6 at 133 pounds. And both teams with a great cast of young wrestlers on their teams. Bringing up some talent. Both the Imperials and the Kindred Vikings. Now this is the end of the first period. Fromke has a 7-0 lead against Steinberger. Fromke must have some blood time, maybe a cut on the arm or something. He goes over for some blood time. We will step away here. Bank North scoreboard 66-3. We are at 107 pounds on yourliveevent.com. This will be the last match of the duel. We return after word from our sponsors.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner.
All right, welcome back to yourliveevent.com. We're starting our second period after a blood time. Patch up. Young Fromke. This is Micah Fromke. Off the whistle, Fromke. And he tripods around, clears the hips, steps back around for the two-point reversal. So gets the reversal, now working underneath, has the 2-on-1. He will, looks like he's going to try to sit back with that, now goes back to work on the head. Up underneath the arm, chops the arm on the far side. Down to 1:30 remaining. Works underneath, scoops the arm underneath the leg. Trying to hit this tilt as he rolls back. Steinberger. Maybe too near fall for Fromke. Fromke working a series of pinning combination. Has the head scoop the leg. Up off the mat. Up over the top, chest on chest, working for the pin for Micah Fromke with the 1:08 remaining. Fromke has those shoulders of Steinberger's. They look pretty flat from up here on your Stock Garbage Bank broadcast booth. Gets that left shoulder up just a little bit here for Steinberger. Fromke squeezes in the win by fall for Micah Fromke over Owen Steinberger. That's in the second period with 57 seconds remaining. The 3:03 mark for Fromke. And that is your final dual score. 72-3, the Broncos will win. So that is your final, 72-3. Here for your Olson Accounting recap. We'll just turn the camera over to the Imperials and the Vikings. That's a duel's tied up at 6 apiece as we go through our Olson Accounting recap on yourliveevent.com here for this duel between the Lisbon Broncos and the Northern Cass Jaguars. Broncos open up, receiving 2 forfeits at 114 and 121. That match contested at 127 pounds. Here for your Olson Accounting dual recap. That match contested at 127 between Remington Burnside and Noah Anderson. Anderson with the win by fall in the first period. The Broncos up 18-0. Gavin Robertson for the Broncos takes on Jackson Ness. Another first period pin for the Lisbon Broncos. Now up 24-0. And a series of forfeits all the way up through 172 pounds. So we are at 54-0 going into 189. And that was a good match there for Luke Walski and the North Cass Jaguars. Wins by a 14-8 decision over Madden Schwab of the Broncos. He kind of caught Schwab off guard in that first period, took the early lead. It was 9-2 after the second, and then the eventual 14-8 win for Luke Walski. Schwab wanted to come back in that third period, but wasn't enough. And Luke Walski wins by decision 14-8 over Mad Schwab at 189. And then at 215 pounds, Brock Lyons gave up the first takedown, but comes back with a nice hip pace roll through on Hovness of the Northern Cass Jaguars and wins by fall in the first period in 141 in the final 215-pound match. That was a forfeit for Hinkle of the Lisbon Broncos. And then at 107 pounds, another contested match between Micah Fromke and Owen Steinberger. And Micah Fromke for the Lisbon Broncos picks up a pin in the second period at 3:03. Score was 66-3 going into that 107 match. The pin by Fromke puts your final duel score at 72-3. That is your Olson Accounting duel recap on yourliveevent.com. And go into our Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the Duel. For Enbridge, life takes energy from Enbridge, energy for life. Enbridge.com for your career opportunities. Or Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the Duel between the Northern Cass Jaguars and the Lisbon Broncos. And that's going out to Luke Walski of the Northern Cass Jaguars with that nice win over Madden Schwab of the Lisbon Broncos, 14-8. So Walski hangs on to win. He is your Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the Duel. And then your Agassi Egg Precision move of the match. Your local precision planting dealer from Agassi Egg in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit plannerdoc.com. Your Agassi Egg Precision move of the match. That's going out to Brock Lyons of the Lisbon Broncos. Lyons goes down early in that one by a score of 3-0. and then comes back with a nice little hip heist roll through on top and covers Hovness of the Northern Cache Jaguars for the win by fall in 141. So Brock Lyons is your winner of your Agassi Egg Precision move of the match. On YourLiveEvent.com, we are now tuned in. I'll put this score for Napoleon and the Kindred Vikings up. They are at 152 pounds. But first, we will step away on YourLiveEvent.com. I'll have to take a word from our sponsors to get this set up for this duel between the Vikings and the Imperials and catch you up to speed. And we'll do all that after return, after a word from our sponsors.
Always true.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, welcome back here, LiveEvent.com. The Napoleon Imperials are up over the Kindred Vikings by a score of 15-12. So that's Feist out there. That's Logan Feist. He's in the bottom position. Vikings working for a fall. And I'll try to see 152. No, it's Miles Theelgis out there. So Theelgis, returning state place winner. He was out most of the year last year for Kindred. If memory serves me right, he's working for the fall on Feist. Down to 27 seconds remaining. And a slap in the mat by the official. Feist tried to roll through and a hip Feist or get that shoulder back up off the mat, but too little too late, and he goes down by fall to Miles Theelgis. And 160 pounds, Fisher Johnson for Kindred taking on Mason Weigel. Looks like it's not going to be Fisher Johnson, so. So that dual score now 15-18. So 15-18 is your dual score. Weigel with the three-point takedown. Has the leg hooked on the backside, working and trying to cheese for the camera with that leg cradle up over the head. Now it's just going to go chest on chest. Scoops the head. Mason Wagler winner by fall. Napoleon back up in front. That was at 160 pounds. We're here at 172. That's Fisher Johnson now going out. He'll take the win by forfeit for Kindred. Now 189. So your dual score now 21-24. Oh, wait, there's Tanner Mengi, returning state place winner. Right now ranked number 8 by North Dakota Wrestling rankings. That's at 189 pounds. So, yeah, Mengi down at number 8. That's a tough weight class at 189. Pick up a forfeit. Take us to 215 pounds. Here's Andre Dahl. So 27-30 is our score. So nobody bumping up or down to have a match. As Kindred will send out their heavyweight. So I think the marquee matchup of the evening here between the Broncos and the Vikings. And that one waiting to play out. And that's one of your next duels, or your next duel coming up, the Vikings and the Broncos. They should be on that west mat. Jaden Rude going out there, so there was a forfeit at heavyweight by the Vikings. Here's Jaden Rude going out. Score 42-27. That's your final. That was between the Imperials and the Kindred Vikings on your Bank North scoreboard, 42-7. Kindred Vikings over to Napoleon Imperials, and they're going to roll to the next round here in our quad. As we will step away. That was your Bank North scoreboard. Final score, the Kindred Vikings over to Napoleon Imperials by a score of 42-7. We'll have a word from our sponsors. Come back for our final duels of the evening on yourliveevent.com.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us. Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
The Lisbon Public School District ensures that all students will learn, experience success, and be good students from elementary through high school. The school staff and community takes great pride in providing meaningful, innovative opportunities for students who continue to maintain ACT scores above state and national averages. Watch your kids continue to grow within the Lisbon Public School District, from the playing surface to the classroom. For more information, go online to lisbon.k12.nd.us.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsboro, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank. Strong bank, strong communities.
All right, welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com. We're set up now for our duel tonight between the Lisbon Broncos and the Kindred Vikings. Big Southeast Region duel. The Kindred Vikings with something to prove this evening. Just to harken back to that duel tournament last year, the Southeast Region duel tournament. Had the Tornadoes and the Kindred Vikings wrestling for third and fourth. They're trying to make it into the duel tournament this year. They have to make it through Lisbon and South Border. Oaks also another favorite for that second spot in the region. So a lot of parity coming back to the Southeast region. South Border, Lisbon, Kindred, and Oaks making a bid for that state dual tournament. Here's Grayson Lyons for the Lisbon Broncos, 121 pounds. Wrestling Gavin Swenson. The Lions. Oh, Swenson isolates that arm on Lyons. Yeah, Swenson last year. He was wrestling 107 pounds here at 121. Lyons catches him, throws him down to his hip, working for a fall, scoops the arm, and in front of the chin. Swenson's going to try to get belly down, but Lyons, a lot of pressure on Swenson, trying to pick up some bonus points. He has a takedown and some near fall, stretches out the arm on Swenson. And Swenson gets that back to his hip. Lyons scoops the chin on Swenson again. Hi, Evelyn. Here's Swenson. Gets back to his base. Lyons goes, sticks in a leg on the near side. 4-point near fall for Lyons. After the takedown, he has the early 7-0 lead. This duel starting at 121 pounds on yourliveevent.com. The Broncos defeated Northern Cass Jaguars by a score of 72-3. And then it was, I believe it was a 60-3 win for the Broncos. Or excuse me. See if I can find that score sheet. Broncos, I believe they defeated the Imperials by a score of 53-11 in their opening duel. So it was the Broncos over the Imperials 53-11, and then over the Northern Cass Jaguars by a score of 72-3. We're in the start of the second period. Your Bank North scoreboard. So this is your Bank North scoreboard on yourliveevent.com. It's an 11-0 lead for Lions Grayson Lions is up 11-0. Working on another takedown, trying to pick up 3 more points. He has a 14-0 lead, minute 29 remaining. Lions, if he gets the near fall, might as well go for the pin, try to pick up a bonus point. 14-0 is your match score. And the Jaguars and the Imperials wrestling, they're at 133 pounds. We're starting this duel at 121 between the Vikings and the Broncos. As Swenson goes to his hip. The Lions goes crossface, reaches underneath, captures the far leg on Swenson, goes around the chin's going to walk this one out and try to stretch this out, score some near fall with 48 seconds remaining. Lions has the far shoulder caught, not able to stretch out Swenson for the near fall. So Swenson doing some hand fighting, trying to fight off this combination, pinning combination by Lions. A roll through by Swenson for the near fall in the the second period. A winner by technical decision. For Lions over Gavin Swenson at 121 pounds. Broncos with the early 5-0 lead going into 127 here for the Broncos. Looks like Jagger Jordheim for for Kindred. So Jordheim out here for Kindred. Quick 3-point takedown for Anderson. Anderson going to work on top. The Broncos on the Bank North scoreboard with the 5-0 lead. Anderson with the cradle. Going to work, has the cradle locked up on Jordheim. See Jagger Jordheim, an 8th grader, going up against Anderson, returning state runner-up. Anderson last year, maybe 3rd place last year, state runner-up the year before. Kindred coming into this year with 7 returning state qualifiers, 5 state place winners. They're missing heavyweight Rodney Wolf. Wolf placed 3rd last year at the state tournament at heavyweight. They also have a state qualifier and Gavin Rude back on the squad. Noak Swenson, state qualifier. Brock Johnson placed 5th last year at 127 pounds. Miles Thiel just placed 4th last year at the state tournament at 139. Fisher Johnson at 145 last year placed 7th. Tanner Mengi at 160 pounds as an 8th grader placed 7th at the state tournament. So those in the squad that are active are 6 returning state qualifiers, with 4 of them being state place winners back in the Kindred squad this year. And 4 more near fall for Anderson of the Broncos. That is Noah Anderson. He did place 3rd last year at the state tournament at 133 pounds. So Kindred and Lisbon at the Central Cass Letterman's tournament. The Broncos in 2nd place with 195.5 points. Kindred was in 5th place. A nice tournament with 123.5 points. Here's Anderson working for the fall, has a cradle locked up. Working for the pin. Down to 2 seconds in the first period. He has 4 more near fall. That's a technical decision win for Anderson at the end of the first period, 15-0. Over Jagger Jordheim, the 8th grader. Look for big things for Jordheim in the future. Now it takes us to 133. Looks like we have Cameron Kittleson, a 7th grader, against Gavin Robertson. So Kittleson and Gavin Robertson out there. Kittleson, a wiry 7th grader. Robertson for the Broncos. Making it into the varsity lineup as a starter for the first time. Hey, has the head caught on Kittleson. Had the cradle locked up momentarily. Now drops down to a single. Going to go for his points with 1:15 remaining. Kittleson defending. Robertson locks around the waist. Has to hit the mat return. Picks him up. Kittleson using those long legs. Maintains contact. The wrestler still scrambling for the takedown. 1:05 remaining. Kittleson and Robertson. Now Robertson not able to return him back to the mat. So no score. Kittleson must be close to 6 foot tall, if not more. Down to 44 seconds in the first period. Broncos got to put this dual score up here with 2 technical decisions. They are up 10-0. We're at 133 pounds. They get into calling the duel and I forget about the score and the weight, so that's just how it goes. Here now with 15 seconds remaining. Robertson trying to attack and score at the end of the period. Has to pull Kittleson on. Wilson right on the edge of the mat. Has Kittleson cracked down. Robertson trying to score. Down to 6 seconds. Has to pull that hand around the waist. Drives into Kittleson. And they scramble. No points awarded. Good job by Kittleson fighting off the attack by Robertson. And we go into this second period. Robertson in the bottom position. Dual score. Napoleon up 42-12 over Northern Cass. They're at 215 pounds. Andre Dahl's out there. And a 1-point escape for Robertson. He has the 1-0 lead. We were scoreless going into the second period. Now Robertson with the 1-0 lead. They go out of bounds. Back to the center for a restart. So opportunities to score, but end up on the edge of the mat. And a little ankle pick attempt by Kittleson using that long body. Not able to secure the legs on Robertson. Robertson snaps down. He's trying to ankle pick on Kittleson. Backs up. Down to 1:20 remaining. Now Robertson's up over the top. Double overs. Spins around Kittleson. Gets him cracked down to the mat. Able to spin around behind him. Kept the toe in bounce. Now the 3-point takedown end and cradle locked up on Kittleson. Put a lot of torque into it. He'll pick up a couple near fall. Still has it locked up. Takes Kittleson over again. Getting a little bit high here for Robertson. He just has to back him over his knee. And Kittleson stands up. 2-point near fall. So all that work for Robertson with the cradle. He picks up 2 near fall. Kittleson stands up, trying to hip iced Wade. Now 6-1's your score with the escape. Down to 25 seconds remaining. Nice snap down. He's working over the head. Has the chin caught on Robertson. Robertson working underneath. Goes into Kittleson. Just missed his ankle. Robertson is in deep now. Nice single leg. He's going to try to double up around the waist on Kittleson. Working that edge of the mat once again. Goes a 3-point takedown for Robertson. And they're out back to the center for a restart. Robertson up on the Bank North scoreboard in the match is up 9-1. Dual score 10-0 in favor of the Broncos. That is your Bank North scoreboard update. 10-0 in favor of the Broncos. Your match score 9-1 in favor of Gavin Robertson. And Robertson at the start of our third period in the neutral position. So we're now into the third period. Robertson with the 8-point lead up 9-1 has a major decision, or working on a major decision with the 8-point lead. Nice shot, high crotch shot by Kittleson. Gonna reel in the leg at Robertson. Robertson with the sprawl, goes to the back ankle. Gonna try to step around and hook the ankle on Kittleson. Still no takedown given up. Robertson turns the corner in a 3-point takedown for Gavin Robertson. Now up 12-1, has the crossface up over the top. That match, or duel concludes between the Jaguars. That's a 54-18 score. Napoleon over the Northern Cass Jaguars by a score of 54-18. So those two teams will shower up, get back on the road. And here is Robertson working against Kittleson. He has a 12-1 lead down to 46 seconds remaining. Gavin Robertson working an armbar on the near side. Now goes up underneath, trying to work underneath in that ball and chain tilt. Does have the wrist locked up. Kittleson able to hang on over the top. Robertson now working a cradle. Does have a cradle locked up. Going to step around, try to tilt over Kittleson. Has him going over to his back. Kittleson trying to bridge out of it again. This time Robertson has it locked up a little bit tighter. Kittleson does a good job defending. Gets back. And now Robertson going for the cradle again. Going to try to settle in. Kittleson bridges out. So looks like 3 near fall coming for Robertson. 15-1 is your final score with those near fall. So major decision win for Robertson, 14-0, going into 139. Here's Cruz Ranke. And that's not Noak Swenson. Oh, that is Noak. So it is Noak Swenson against Cruz Ranke. I was looking at the prelim wrestlers checking in. So we're now at 139 pounds. 14-0 is your score. You're going into 39, Ranke and Swenson. Ranke last year at the state tournament placed 5th at 114 pounds. Noak Swenson at 121 was a state qualifier. He had a heartbreaking match in that blood round at the state tournament. Here's Ranke, catches Swenson. And working for the fall is Cruz Ranke for the Broncos. Ranke with the takedown, has the near fall locked up. Down to minute 23 remaining. Big pin for the Broncos coming up here if Ranke can secure it in the first period. So Ranke has the head scooped. Swenson bridging out of it. That is Carter Schmitz out there for you Kindred fans. Out here officiating with 55 seconds remaining. Ranke still working for the fall. Swenson trying to bridge out of it. Ranke scoops the head, locks the arm behind the shoulder. Applying a lot of pressure over the top, trying to get chest on chest. Now tease it out on top position. Now to 40 seconds remaining. Going to put on the killer crab, scoop the arm. Push it up. Now Swenson bridges through. Not sure how Swenson was able to get out of that. But Ranke, for all that work, with the 4 near falls, up 7-0. Ranke back down on a single leg shot on Swenson. Takes him back. Swenson with the takedown on Ranke and gave him 3 takedown and some near fall. So not sure what 7-6 is your score here with Swenson and Ranke. So Swenson fights off his back, comes back, takes Ranke down with some near fall. 7-6 your score on the Bank North scoreboard. Ranke, runner-up at the Central Cass Letterman's tournament. Nowak Swinson, the sophomore at 139, did not place at the Lettermans. He did score 19 points, so it must have made her up to about the blood rounds. So the escape by Ranky. Ranky with the escape. Working over the top on Swinson. He's up 8-6. Swinson, the three-point takedown here for Ranky. Now he hip pies back through, catches Ranky again, goes to a cradle, has a cradle locked up for Swinson. A two-point reversal. You get a good back and forth battle between Ranky and Swinson. 11-8's your score. So our score is 11, now 12-8. Swinson taking it to Ranky. Cruz Ranky, the number 3 ranked wrestler at 139, according to the latest ND Wrestling Class B rankings released earlier this week. Waiting for those Dakota Grappler rankings to come out. I don't think we've seen one of those since the Christmas break for Class B. So in the second period, Ranky releases Swinson. 1 point escape for Swinson. Now that score is 15-9. Ranky with the near fall. So going into this third period, 15-9 lead for Cruz Ranky over Nowak Swinson. And we will go to the center of the mat for a restart on the neutral position. Swinson on an ankle pick. Ranky just able to step away. Swinson went up to the knee, not able to secure it. So 15-9 is the match score. We're at 139 pounds. Nowak Swinson, Cruz Ranky squaring off. Swinson working underneath Ranky, locks the cradle up, trying to spin the corner, not able to get there. 15-9, 14-0 is the dual score. Up on that Bank North scoreboard, we are broadcasting to you live from that Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth. And we're doing that all season long, high atop the bleachers, and once in a while in the crow's nest inside the Lisbon High School Gymnasium. That's Stock Growers Bank. It's your small town bank and big time partner with the Stock Growers mobile app, experiencing banking at all your fingertips. Anytime, anywhere, Bank North, so you can go far with Stock Growers Bank. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. And Ranky back, settled in that top position. Now has the 9-point lead on Swinson. So 18-9, Cruz Ranky in the lead. 7-6 score after the first. Swinson caught Ranky. Ranky's in the single leg. He did kind of that whizzer, reached down to the leg or the ankle, took Ranky back for the reversal and some near fall. Now trying to work another reversal on Ranky at the end of the period. 24 seconds remaining. Score is 18-10, or excuse me, 18-11. 7-point lead for Ranky. Ranky hits the escape. He can still have the major decision win by 8 points or more. And down to 7 seconds here with Ranky and Swinson. 18-11 is your score. High scoring affair at the end of the third period. All right, that's Cruz Ranky for the Broncos. And he wins by a score of 18-11. So 3 points on the board for Lisbon. So we go to 145 pounds. Griffin Greenlee going out for the Broncos. I don't think that's Brock Johnson out there. So not sure who they have in here at 145 for Kindred. Greenlee working the head, scoops it, now goes down to the leg. Nice single leg, steps over for the three-point takedown. So they have Brock Johnson in the lineup. It could be, looks like they also have Kellen Otteson and Jet Johnson. So we're just not sure which one it is. We have a 1-point escape, 3-1's your score. After the takedown and the escape, 3-1 up on your Bank North scoreboard. We're at 145 pounds. Score, dual score, 17-0 in favor of the Broncos. Our score now 6-1, takedown by Greenlee. Works a spiral on the far side, now goes to work on the near side with the arm chop. Has a half Nelson dug in. Reaches underneath, secures the far arm. Has this back ankle here for Greenlee, down to 35 seconds remaining in the first period. Greenlee up 6-1. You're at 145 pounds, 17-0 is our dual score on that Bank North scoreboard. Now down to 18 seconds remaining in the first period. A little sit out. Greenlee not able to catch the chin drop on the edge of the mat. They're called out with 11 seconds remaining. And on the restart, Greenlee in the top position. Greenlee takes a peek at the clock, down to 5 seconds remaining in that first period. He has the 6-1 lead. And time expires in the period. And now with that restart, with 1:52 on the clock. All right, Greenlee at the high crotch fireman's dumps him down to the mat, trying to spin the corner and swim over the top. Greenlee now swims over the top, gets the arm over, pulls the head out for the three-point takedown. So it was 6-1 your score. Now with that takedown by Greenlee, it's 9-1. So Greenlee just working off the center edge of the mat here on the near side. Has that 9-1 lead, up by 8 points. Goes to a half Nelson. Has the wing locked up on the far side. Let's go of that. Has a leg in. Coming across the chin, double boots in. Trying to get those hips turned over. Has a half Nelson, now stretches out the arm. And trying to work for some near fall. The shoulders briefly exposed. He won the account by the official. Greenlee takes a look up at him. Still no counts now with another swipe. Now Greenlee trying to get those hips up over the top. Picks up the near fall. Breaks the play and the official count the near fall. Down to 30 seconds remaining. And scoops the head. Now goes chest on chest for Greenlee. Has the arm over the top of the win by fall for Griffin Greenlee. 6 points on the board. The Broncos up going into 152 pounds by a score of 23-0 against the Kindred Vikings. So the pin in the second period. And now we have Miles Steele just going out at 152 against Ryan Eng. These two did meet up in the Central Cass Letterman's tournament with Eng coming out the victor. I'm fairly certain they did meet up also at the Dan Unruh in Wahpeton. Thiel just won that one against Eng. And we do have to get this zoom back out here. All right. Camera guy is sleeping on the job. Now we're minute 45 into this first period. The wrestlers, I'm sure a lot of respect between the two. Couple of returning state place winners, both in this latest round of rankings by North Dakota Wrestling ND Wrestle. At 152, Eng ranked number 4. Thiel just ranked number 5 in the state. Last year at the state tournament, Ryan Eng 6th place at 145, and Thiel just 4th place at 139. And Eng with the front headlock after that single leg shot by a Thiel just hanging on to that elbow on Eng's, trying to snap him down. Thiel just still hanging on. So Eng working up over the top. Thiel just underneath at this point. Drops down to the double on Eng. Eng trying to hit the front headlock. Thiel just up. Eng goes to the outside leg on a shot. Down to 37 seconds remaining. Now Thiel just goes to the head. Eng has the arm isolated. And in a Russian tie, just not able to hook it and reel that arm in. Now down to 23 seconds. Eng drops down, changes levels. Thiel just backs up. And Bank North scoreboard dual score 23-0. I will try to get you that Olson Accounting dual recap. As now the wrestlers stare each other down as the final seconds tick off the clock. So it's going scoreless into the second. Choice ring defers over to Thielgis. Thielgis will choose neutral to start. And that Olson Accounting recap of your duel thus far. If you need help with your monthly accounting or payroll, let Cindy and her staff give you a hand. Rely on the friendly team of professionals at Olson Accounting for your tax and accounting needs. Go to colsoncpa.com. Your Olson Accounting recap. We opened up the duel at 121 pounds with Grayson Lyons of Lisbon Broncos. Wins by technical technical decision. 15-0 in the second period over Gavin Swenson. Broncos will pick up another technical decision win by Noah Anderson in the first period. At the end of the first period, this was Anderson over Jager Jordheim at 127 pounds. Broncos led 10-0 going into 133. And Gavin Robertson wins by major decision 15-1. Broncos put 4 more points on the board. Little attack by Eng with the slide by. Not able to secure it on Thielgis. So Broncos up 14-0 going into 139. Cruz Ranke and Noak Swenson battled out. Swenson hung around after that first period. He was down by 1.7-6. But Ranke holds on for the win by decision 18-11. And then that moved the dual score 17-0 going into 145. And at 145 pounds, Griffin Greenlee with that pin in the second period. And the Broncos are up now 23-0. That is your Olson County dual recap here on yourliveevent.com. So we are at 23-0 with the dual score. Wrestlers on the edge of the mat. That's Ryan Eng for the Lisbon Broncos and Miles Thielgis for Kindred on the edge. Try to get the camera guy to zoom or scoot over. Now the wrestlers called off the edge of the mat. Down to 19 seconds remaining in this second period. Still scoreless. So Thiel just had choice after Eng defers. He chose to start neutral. We'll see if he attacks here with the final 7 seconds on the clock of the second period. Eng just content as neither wrestler wanting to commit. Eng goes bottom. Thiel just thinks he can beat Eng on his feet. So that's where he puts him at the start of the third period. Gives a 1-point escape. Eng dives in on Thielgis. Thielgis goes into a whizzer on Eng. So Eng with the attack right away off the whistle on Thielgis. Caught the leg, but Thielgis with the whizzer. Able to get or retrieves or gets his leg back And it looks like we do. We're looking at the clock. Not sure what happened. The clock didn't stop. Or, excuse me, the clock didn't start. So the clock not starting. They ran some time off it down to minute 40. Excuse me, minute 39 is where they're going to go. So the clock operator sleeping on the job. Minute 35 on the clock as it's now winding. We're in the third period. 1-0 is your score in the match between Ryan Eng and Lisbon Broncos and Miles Steele, just a couple of returning state place winners battling it out. Eng placing 6th last year at 145. Thiel just placed 4th at 139. Now Thiel just isolates the arm on Eng. Has Eng backing up. Eng shoots, slides down. Thiel just advances. Dives down to a high crotch on Ryan Eng. Going to try to suck this up on Eng. Goes forklift. Eng tried to go over the top. Eng goes shin whizzer on Theoljus. So Eng with the shin whizzer down to 50 seconds remaining. They're on the edge of the mat. Theoljus trying to turn the corner. Limp wrist out of this. Eng still with the shin whizzer. Official letting this one play out on the edge. Eng goes hard shin whizzer again on Theoljus. Eng trying to roll through and pass this ankle. And they're called out. So now with 36 seconds, still a 1-0 lead. Number 4, number 5 ranked wrestlers in the state battling out according to ND Wrestling. Or ND Wrestle. You can find those rankings on Rofkin on the interweb. Eng and Hawthorne for stalling. That Eng's had the attacks and he backs up a little bit here with 15 seconds remaining, and then the official warns him for stalling. Down to 1 second remaining. Eng dives in, takes a swipe at Theoljus, doing what he needs to. Down to 5 seconds. Here's Eng, little slide by Theoljus, and Ryan Eng will hold on to win 1-0. In this battle with Miles Theoljus now, Eng, I believe he has the head-to-head now 2-1 over Theoljus. So Eng is your winner, 1-0. I don't know, maybe I had the score wrong. Maybe it was 17-0. Now it's 24-0. Excuse me, 27-0. Anyways, they have 27-0 going into 160 pounds. So here's Eli Lyons for the Broncos at 160. I believe that's Fisher Johnson out there. No Brock Johnson in the lineup for Kindred. Here at 160, we have Fisher Johnson going against Eli Lyons at 160. So this is one of your competitive weight classes in the quad this evening. Fisher Johnson ranked number 6 in the ND Wrestling rankings. Lyons has the quick 3-0 lead. Lyons chases him back down. Johnson had cleared his hips, but Eli reels him back in. 26-0, the Broncos are up. That's what I thought it was. So now 26-0. On that Bank North scoreboard, 45 seconds remaining. See Fisher Johnson last year placed 7th for the Kindred Vikings at the state tournament at 145 pounds. Lions for the Broncos placed 3rd at 160. So he coming out of that Letterman's tournament. Lions was the champion at 160 pounds. Trying to see where Johnson was at. Lions working a tilt at now with 7 seconds remaining. And Fisher Johnson placed 4th at the Central Castle Letterman's tournament last weekend. Scored 23 team points for the Kindred Vikings at 160 pounds. And now 3-0 lead for Eli Lyons. Number 1 ranked wrestler in the state at 160 according to Indie Wrestling, Indie Wrestle Rankings. He takes on the number 6 ranked wrestler in Fisher Johnson. Lions also with the win this evening over Mason Wagle by fall. That was a brawl back and forth in that first period midway through the second between Wagle and Lions. Wagle bloodied up Lions in that first period with that headlock. It was 7-6 Lions going into the start of the second period. Now Lions has a 7-0 lead with the 4 near fall. Still working the arm on Johnson. Now reels him over, hits the chin drop. Going to stick that chin into the shoulder, rolls over the top, up over north-south. Now scoops around, going to go Saturday Night Ride. Oh, he has to watch that. Neck on Johnson. Oofta. Not sure how. Looked like a chiropractic readjustment that Lions just did there. Johnson trying to bridge through and roll through. The official let it go and win by fall for Eli Lyons. In the second period, 38 seconds remaining. So 3:37 is the win by fall. And then an open weight at 172, going out at 189. Here's Matt Schwab, and we're going to, Lisbon's open Schwab. I saw him walking around. Not wrestling at 89. So 38-6. So that is your dual score, 38-6. We're going into 189, 215. And here's heavyweight, so looks like we'll have another open weight, 44-6 for the Broncos. And now 50-6. So Lisbon with the lead, 50-6, forfeits on both sides, starting at 72 for Riley Lucina. Mengi picks up a forfeit. And now at 189, then 2 forfeits to the Broncos at 215 and heavyweight. So dual score 50-6. We still have 7 and 14 to go. We're back down here at 107 pounds. And now we have freshman Micah Fromke out for the Broncos at 107 pounds. Wrestling Jaden Rude. Older brother Gavin Rude on the Kindred squad. And the son of Mike Rude, coach on the Kindred Vikings team, also big part of their youth program up there in Viking territory. Mike Rude been involved in that youth program and the resurgence, getting these young guys into this varsity lineup. Salty crew, good-looking crop of young wrestlers for Kindred. And a 3-point takedown by Rude. Fromke trying to work the escape. Rude down on the leg. And Jaden Rude wrestled that 107B at the Central Cass Letterman's tournament. And I believe he was the champion in the 107B bracket. Not sure if they have him on here. Brother Gavin wrestling 114 pounds. And they don't have him on the team roster there for 107B, but I believe he was a champion in that. And Fromke, Rude's gonna make Fromke pay for this cradle attempt. Got out of position, so 2-point reversal. Fromke with reversal, now Rude reverses it back. 5-2 is your score. Take down in the reversal for Jaden Rude. Now Fromke reaches around, has Rude going to his back, working for the pin. Here's Micah Fromke. At the end of the period, he has the reversal and near fall. Up over the top, catches Rude, goes chest on chest, the final, and a win by fall for Micah Fromke at the end of the period. And that does it at the 107 pounds. So Fromke with the win by fall in the first period. 159. Another 159 pin. Anderson for the Broncos had that in the first duel of the evening. So here at 114 pounds up on that Bank North scoreboard, the Broncos up now 56-6. So not sure if this is Gavin out there or not. Doesn't look like it. But it could be Nolan Mengi out there. Just not sure what the head-to-head is, as they don't announce the lineups. I'm going to say it's Nolan Mengi against Nias Lions. 56-6 is this dual scores. That is Nolan Mengi. He's an 8th grader. Nias Lions also an 8th grader for the Broncos. And Mengi up over the top, has the front headlock, goes head in the hole. Going to try to shuck this around on Lions. Scores the 3-point takedown for Mengi. He has the 3-0 lead, goes arm lever on Lions. Trying to stick that forehead in the back tricep on Lions. Wasn't able to catch the wrist, chopping at the arm. Lions tripods up, gets the arm over. Mengi has to watch out here. It's Lions with the arm over. It's a 50-50. Lions goes, turns into Mengi, trying to catch him. Mengi comes out on top of the scramble, puts Lions on his back down to 26 seconds. 2 near fall for Mengi. Now 5-0 is your score with 3 near fall, or 3 takedown and 2 near fall. So down to 12 seconds remaining. 56-6 is our score. Final 5 seconds of this first period. Braxton Carblum, the towel tapper out there. We have a whole squad of towel tappers. Our future Bronco wrestlers down there, Nolan Rasmussen, Colton Quall, Leif Lyons, Braxton Carblum. Looks like maybe Asa Carlson down there. And Nelson Nelly Rasmussen. And here's Nias Lions, catches Mengi in a headlock, has the head and arm. Going to try to hip heist into it. Mengi's going to his back. Lions trying to lock up the reversal. Then the near fall for Lions. Lions going to try to end this one down to minute 30. He has to watch out. And a win by fall for Nias Lions. With a minute 28 on the clock in the second period. The Broncos win this one by a score of 62-6. Lions with the win by fall. Give that 232 to Nias Lions, the winner by fall. I think that was 5-0 after the end of the first period, so that does it. That's your final. (62-6). On your Bank North scoreboard, your final score the Lisbon Broncos defeat the Kindred Vikings by a score of 62-6. The Broncos go 3-0 in this quad. They win the opening duel against Napoleon by a score of 54-18. And then down the Northern Cass Jaguars by a score of 72-6. So that is your final score. We'll come back for our Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the Duel and our Precision Egg, or Agassi Precision Egg move of the match, Precision move of the match. Also our Olson County Duel recap. That's ahead on YourLiveEvent.com.
This is Jamie from Park Company Realtors, and I'd like to take a moment to show you around a new development in Kindred, Norman Acres. With a country-like feel, Norman Acres gives you the opportunity to have your own fully outfitted shop or outbuilding just steps away. Residential lot sizes vary between 1/2 and 3/4 of an acre in size, and all lots for residences and shops have no special assessments. Give yourself the space to grow, pick your spot, and plant your roots in Norman Acres of Kindred.
The Northern Cass School District believes that every learner can change the world. That's why they provide a world-class education. Northern Cass will commit to purposely build trust, develop authentic relationships, and engage in innovative practices which will empower learners to be choice-ready. Northern Cass is dedicated and passionate about relationships, teaching and learning, self-reflection, acknowledging greatness, and support of the community. For more information, go online to northerncasschool.org. That's northerncasschool.org. Are you dreading tax season? Don't stress. Let Olson Accounting make the tax season a breeze, just like knowing your ABCs. From individuals to businesses, the expert staff at Olson Accounting ensures every deduction is maximized and every form is filed correctly. Let Olson Accounting set up your tax plan and eliminate any problems by visiting colsoncpa.com. That's colsoncpa.com, or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
All right, welcome back here, liveevent.com. The Lisbon Broncos over the Kindred Vikings by a final score of 62-6. That's on your Bank North scoreboard. We will have your Olson Accounting dual recap between the Kindred Vikings and Lisbon Broncos at Olson Accounting. If you need help with your monthly accounting or payroll, let Cindy and your staff give you a hand. Rely on a friendly team of professionals at Olson Accounting. For all your tax and accounting needs, go to colsoncpa.com. This is your Olson County duel recap. This duel started at 121 pounds with Grayson Lyons taking on Gavin Swenson. Lyons won by technical decision, 15-0 in the second period. And 127, the Broncos pick up another win by technical decision in the first period. At the end of the first period, Noah Anderson over Jager Jordheim at 127 pounds. Broncos led 10-0, 133. He was Gavin Robertson against Kittleson of Kindred Vikings. And Robertson wins by a major decision, 15-1. That was a better wrestled match than what the score says between Robertson and Kittleson, but that was a win by major decision at 133 for the Broncos. The Broncos pick up 4 more points now at 14-0. Then a spirited match between Cruz Ranke and Noak Swenson. Swenson goes down early in that match, 7-0, and battle back at the end of the first period. That was just a 7-6 score. Ranke led by 1. Ranke eventually ends up closing that match out by a score of 18-11. Won by decision. Picked up 3 more points for the Broncos. 17-0 is your score going into 145. Griffin Greenlee wins by fall in the second period. Broncos go up 23-0 into 152. Ryan Eng, Miles Steele Eng outlasts Steele just in that third period, wins 1-0. You don't see a lot of 1-0 scores. Now Eng, I believe, holds that head-to-head series 2-1 over Miles Steele. That was the number 4 or 5 ranked wrestlers in the state going at it. And then at 160 pounds, we have the number 1 ranked wrestler, Eli Lyons, taking on the number 6 ranked wrestler, Fisher Johnson, both returning state place winners. And Lyons came out on top in the second period with a win by fall in 3:37. And it was all Broncos with a win by forfeit at 172 pounds. Broncos give up a forfeit in that 6 points to the Kindred Vikings at 189 for their lone 6 points of this duel to Tanner Mengi at 2:15 In heavyweight, the Broncos receive 2 more forfeits, and we came down to 107 pounds. And Jaden Rude takes the early lead over Micah Fromke. And Fromke, at the end of the period, caught Jaden Rude. It was kind of like a standing Peterson. Able to reach around behind him, caught the arm and wrist of Rude, throws him down to the mat, and wins by fall at the end of the first period in 159. Micah Fromke had 107 pounds. And then at 114, kind of a repeat and wash, or repeat and rinse at 114 pounds for the Broncos, as Nolan Mengi has the 5-0 lead going into the second period. And Nias Lyons reverses and throws Mengi to his back and wins by fall in 232. So the Broncos at that point, they're up in the duel 56-6 going into 114, and then close it out 62-6. Kind of a score I didn't see coming, but the Broncos have strengthened their lineup. Wrestlers keep improving each duel as they defeat the Kindred Vikings by a score of 62-6 here on a Thursday night in this final duel of the quad. That is your Olson Accounting recap in your Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the Duel. That's going to go to, at 152 pounds, to Ryan Eng of the Lisbon Broncos. So your Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the Duel going to Ryan Eng. Life takes energy from Enbridge. Energy for life at Enbridge.com for your career opportunities. Ryan Eng wins 1-0. Number 4 and number 5 ranked wrestlers going at it at 152 pounds. And Eng comes out on top by a score of 1-0 at 152 for the Broncos. Put 3 more points on the scoreboard, so the Broncos are up 27-0 after 152 pounds. And then your Agassi Egg precision move of the match out of Agassi Egg out of Hillsboro, your local precision planning dealer at Agassi Precision Egg. Call 701-436-2119 or visit plannerdoc.com. And that one is going out. You could really have 3 winners here with Noak Swenson, Micah Fromke, and Nias Lyons. They all pulled a couple tricks out of their hat, and at least on the wrestling side, as they were able to each reverse their opponent, throw them to their back. And in Swenson's case, he picked up some near fall and went into that second period down by 1 point. And then with Fromke and Nias Lyons, Fromke with that standing Peterson wins by fall in 1:59, and Nias Lyons with the headlock on Mengi caught him in the headlock and wins by fall in the second period at the 2:32 mark. So all 3 of those, I'm going to give a trio of the Agassi Egg precision moves of the match. 2 going to the Broncos with Nias Lyons and Micah Fromke, and then at 139 to Noak Swenson in that match against Cruz Ranke in that first period. They are your Agassi Egg precision moves of the match on yourliveevent.com. We're wrapping things up. The Broncos off this weekend on the boys' side of wrestling. And on the girls, we do have the Storehog Girls Tournament this weekend inside the Lisbon High School Gymnasium. I believe they'll run 2 mats in the main gym and another mat over in the Armory. And there are a number of teams coming in. I believe one, Barnesville, Minnesota, is bringing a couple wrestlers, and then a bunch of North Dakota girls wrestling teams in here for this first annual. I'll call it the first, or the inaugural girls Storehog Wrestling Tournament. They've had the girls tournament piggy-tailed onto the boys, but this is the first year where the girls will have their own weekend for that Storehog Wrestling Tournament, and you can catch coverage of that on yourliveevent.com on Saturday morning. And we will have 2 cameras set up covering both mats, 1 and 2 inside the main gymnasium. And the boys are back in action next week on Thursday on the wrestling side, as they will have that annual triangular against Edgeley-Ondale, Colm, and Lemoore. And then they go after that into the Storehog Boys Tournament on Friday and Saturday. You can also catch that on yourliveevent.com, that Storehog Boys Tournament Friday and Saturday next week. So this wraps things up here inside the Lisbon High School Gymnasium. Just like to thank our feature sponsors and all of our ad sponsors on YourLiveEvent.com, bringing you your high school sports from Lisbon, North Dakota, and around the area. We can't do it without you. And just everybody, thanks for your patience as we run these commercials during these wrestling duels. Not a lot of breaks in the action or time between, but we have to get in, thank our sponsors, and give them the time that they deserve here for bringing you these high school sports throughout the school year on YourLiveEvent.com. So everybody have a safe night, and we will see you this weekend for the inaugural Girls Storehog Wrestling Tournament live from Lisbon, North Dakota.